So the solitaire purchase is already sold. That's not something that we need to do. What the role of the retail and the role of the person helping them buy is to guide them what should be owned in the solitaire. And I think that's the key part about the segment of solitaires. We need to understand a lot better, and that's why we have a two very special panelists who are experts in this field with us today. Before we invite them on stage, I want to run through a little bit of context and a little bit of theory behind what solitaire sales or solitaire ownership guidance really could involve, and a lot of basic ideas of what some people have been using, and then we will have the panel going on. So the first thing is, what is the customer looking for? That's always the key, right? What is it that the customer has in their mind when they are coming into the store? And there are two types of customers if you look at it broadly. There is one solitaire customer who's always hunting for that deal. 2 टका सस्ता बाजू के दुकान में मिलेगा तो भी भले इसका 1 घंटा लिया है, पर फिर भी बाजू के दुकान वाले का 2 टका सस्ता ही बेटर है. And they are hunting for the cheapest retailer to express how expert they are on diamonds. नहीं वो जी नहीं एच ही अच्छा है, एच ही मुझे better लगता है. They come in with that confidence that they understand everything about diamonds, and they are able to find the best deal that anyone could in the whole city. And that's the kind of customer that is we can put as type A. And there is another kind of customer that we can talk about. It is someone who's come into the store to think about something that they want to gift to their loved one. किसी अच्छे पल की एक यादगिरी बनाने के लिए कुछ हीरा खरीदने के लिए आए हैं. Some want to express just their own status or self-love. They want to wear something every day to work, every day to office, and they want to express who they are, their mood today. They want to just feel special, right? And most of these type of customers are investing a very important part of their income in the purchase that they are making today. And I believe that this type B is actually 100% of the customers who are coming in for our ownership guidance on solitaires. Type A is just one small percentage of the same type B customer who is a little bhatka hua. But at the end, even when the type A customer is walking into the store, he still has a purpose. He or she still has an occasion that they are buying for, still has a special part of their income that they are going to remember when they own that solitaire. So I believe that we need to focus on how we can convert the customers who come in with the type A mindset into their original heart feeling of being the type B customer. And that's the kind of conversations that we need to build at retail end to inspire and invite the customers to have the whole rush of feelings that a powerful 1 carat, 3 carat solitaire can bring to their heart. And the most important thing about making this happen definitely is the stories. Stories, as Stanford University says, are 2,200% easier to remember than facts or figures. And these are the stories that could be about anything, right? And because when they come into the store, they have a feeling in mind about something that they're thinking about. And it's not, I have this budget, or I want to buy a HVV diamond, or I want to buy a deal. That's the front of it. But at the back of their mind, there is a story going on in their life. That story is something that they want to add a solitaire or add a diamond to. Let's look at a comparison just for the sake of it with something that's sold with the ideal way we would want to give guidance to our customers. The journey of a Rolls-Royce Phantom car. It takes 2 months to build a Phantom. One man paints all the pinstripes on every Phantom by hand. The embroidered headliner has around 250,000 stitches. And despite it being so special, you need to qualify to be able to even buy a car. that special. And what goes behind the mind of the customer who is buying this is these stories of how special his car is or how special their car is. And that's the kind of inspiration we want to draw when we are, having this environment of giving guidance to a customer for owning a solitaire diamond. So there are three kinds of stories that I want to break down to today. The stories of diamonds can be about three things probably. One is the history of diamonds itself. They are coming in to buy a diamond because they have some connection of someone telling them, Hira hai sada ke liye, diamonds are forever. It is some story that they have seen of some Maharaja gifting that solitaire to his favorite queen and making the other 20 jealous. Another kind of story is the story of that particular shape. If it is a pear, it was invented on some date by someone doing something for a particular reason. That's another kind of story that we can explore. And the third story is the story of that particular diamond. Where did that particular diamond come from? What was its original, formation like? Who made it what it is today? The journey of that particular diamond could be a third side of the story. So I'm just going to quickly run through this. The first is, of course, history of diamonds, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on this because this, I think, is something that all of us are very, clearly aware of, even if we may or may not be using it very well at our retail fronts. They, of course, formed before Mount Everest. They were delivered to surface by very heavy volcanoes, otherwise they would still be sitting, 100 kilometers down there without finding their right hand to be worn. The first diamonds were found in caves in India in the 4th century BC, and the earliest mention was on a Sanskrit manuscript by a minister in a North Indian dynasty in 320 to 296 BC. So we can use something about the history of diamonds and why they, how they formed, when they formed, and that brings a lot of meaning to someone who is buying the diamond. And there is a lot more in this, but that's something we can easily develop. Another aspect of the storytelling could be the story of that particular shape. I'm going to run an example here first before I explain this. If you could run the video, please. So that's the kind of story we can tell about the shape of a diamond. If someone is confused between buying an emerald and a princess, and you turn out to tell them the story of how the radiant shape got formed because there was a wife of a wealthy businessman who was confused between the two shapes, and then Mr. Grosbert found out that why not find a shape that looks like both. So the story of the shape can be another powerful story to tell, and a powerful story that the consumer will remember and flaunt when they are out of the store. They will talk about the story with their friends, with their family, with everyone at a party. I got this special shape. I know this was designed in 1700s, and every story that they can make about it thereon. And the third type of the story is the journey of that particular diamond. This probably is the most special amongst the three, because then we are connecting the customer with exactly the journey and the life behind what has gone through making that specific diamond, and it almost feels like it was specially made for that customer. So there are a lot of ways we can talk about the journey of the particular diamond. I'm going to just share a few examples here. The first and I think a very impactful example is that of the tracer story, and a few other such origin, provenance providing services that we now have in our industry. So tracer, I think, is most powerful because it provides the whole journey of the diamond in a very visual format. It provides actual visuals of the country of Botswana, where the diamond mines are, and how the people look over there, and what they do over there to extract that precious gem out of the mine, and how 1 carat diamond comes out of 1,000 or 1 ton large block of rock, and that's what they excavate to find that diamond. And then it also talks about the journey of that diamond being crafted from rough to its final polished form, and it also has a digital representation that the customer can take with them and keep with them for their own entire life. Maybe on their engagement ceremony they have a screen behind, and they screen share the journey of the special diamond that is going to be proposed by the man to his wife. And that's the kind of experiences that can be empowered with a tool like this. We also have the Serene Journey report, which a lot of us may be accustomed with. That also shares the entire journey in a video format of the rough being transformed from its original state down to every other shape that was made out of the rough, and then your specific shape out of the rough, and then how it was crafted over a period of time. This is another format that is a customized format that some manufacturers like us can make. We call it the Know Your Diamond report. It talks about how many days specifically it took to craft the piece that you're holding in your hand. What was its original weight like? How did it originally look? How did it transform finally into its polished stage? And also some assurance factors can be available. This is a journey that is available, in a video format if you want to convey to your customers and make them experience what went behind making the piece that they hold in their hands. And with such reports, there is also a lot of information about the history of that particular shape, like we discussed earlier. And when it was originally crafted, any interesting celebrities who have worn it. And matching pairs are another very unique opportunity to create and convey a story. How two twins looking the same are so rare to find, or twins itself are so rare to find, and then two diamonds, one made in Canada, one made in South Africa, found each other at a particular craftsman's table, and then he decided to make them look the same, and how closely matching the two pieces are, and how rare it is to find two pieces that look so close to each other. Powerful stories to tell. So in general, before I bring the panel up, I want to just bring up this base of we need to move from a traditional solitaire diamond offering of there being a certificate, which is great because consumers are protected, there being the diamond in a particular packet, and we need to move to a more evolved and a more relatable experience for a consumer who is finding something that he is going to remember for life. We need to create an experience that the solitaire deserves, not the consumer. If they're buying something worth 20 lakh, 10 lakh, 50 lakh or crore, we need to ensure the experience around the solitaire screams loudly enough to make the consumer go back to his type B consumer feeling and leave behind the type A consumer feeling. But this, of course, is all still in theory, right? And that's why we have with us the experts who are going to tell us the advantages of using such stories. Maybe such stories can produce better word of mouth. Your customer will be more proud of owning such a kind of piece. You are better at convincing your customer to have a certain kind of a journey. But let's see and understand from our experts today whether these things really work in ground zero, on ground reality. And please join me in welcoming two very special guests that we have with us today. First is Mr. Deepak Bhai Shah from Gharenu Jewels, Ahmedabad. I have experienced his way of selling or way of ownership guidance, sorry, to be so special that he connects with the heart of the customer. He does not connect with him on the product zone, but he connects with him on a spiritual zone. And that's then automatically creating another story for the customer in his own life. So please join me in welcoming, first of all, Mr. Deepak Bhai Shah from Gharenu Jewels, Ahmedabad. And to join him, we have with us another very special guest, Mr. Shri Atulji Jain. He is from Atul Jewelers, and I love how he has put his description on the IIJS brochure. He calls himself from Purani Delhi. And that itself starts a story, right? So, and I've been to his store, and he has a very museum kind of a store, and let's understand from him what makes the store and the story so special. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you could have the mics, please. So, Deepak Kaka, you have been, talking about this whole journey of a diamond being important to a consumer's life and what that precious moment means. Can you please first help us understand कि जब भी वो हीरा लेने आते हैं, what do you feel? उनके मन में क्या चल रहा होता है? What is वो हीरा? What does it mean for that customer?
First of all, I heartily congratulations because the whole topic in summarized way you have covered in the small presentations. And lastly, you told that it is just theory. I want to just add one thing. It is not just theory. In last 30 years, we experience and we have done little experience only. You have proven it is not theory, but since last 30 years, you are right. We are dealing mainly in solitaires.
Correct.
And solitaire particularly, Sevanti Kaka has inaugurated that office also in 1993 almost.
Correct.
And Kaka told me one thing, knowingly you will not do anything wrong with anybody, that I have trust in you.
Correct.
But I pray today that unknowingly also, your knowledge should increase like anything in this field also.
Wow.
That unknowingly also you should not do anything wrong with anybody.
Wow.
So Sevanti Kaka told me at the time of Gharenu's inauguration, and I still remember that word also. And you are right. In last 30 years, our journey with clients, mainly in solitaires, we never focus on product. We never try to sell the product also. The art of and science, what you have answered, I feel it is an art of understanding their feeling.
Wow.
It is an art of understanding their need.
Right.
And it is an art of giving and deliver the right information which is needed for them to them. Because sometimes all technical information make more confused to them also.
Correct. Sahi baat.
Because I will share you one example. Before, I think 10 years, one lady came to our boutique. She told, my husband has given me 15 lakh rupees and I want to take one pair for my earrings. But tell me, which is the best color, which is the best clarity? I want that only.
Right.
In that information, because from market, she gathered the information. Okay, D is the only topmost.
Correct.
IF is flawless is only topmost. And she told, okay, in my budget, I may not afford this thing. And so she left office.
Right.
After 7 years, we met in one function.
Oh,
I
wow.
just remember. I asked, how are you? And naturally, she told, still I didn't buy.
So the story continues with them.
Because she told that I was given information that we should take the best one only.
Oh, God.
And my budget doesn't permit at that time also.
Right.
And after 5 years, my husband had some scarcity in business, so he took that money also.
Correct.
What he has given to. So what the art of what you asked me, the art of understanding their feeling,
Correct.
understanding their need, and understanding what the special feeling you have. You are right. that number one type A1 customer, what you have explained very nicely.
Correct.
Fortunately or unfortunately, we never come across majority of this because we are only by appointments. So
Right.
normally type B, more our experience are there.
Correct.
So what I understood that
बट जो जब भी आते हैं वो स्टोर में अंदर तभी व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग्स और व्हाट आर द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस और डिसीजंस दैट दे हैव इन देयर माइंड बिफोर दे हैव स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग टू यू और अंडरस्टैंडिंग फ्रॉम यू
whatever the outside experience or talk is there, but the inner feeling, they want to feel special themselves.
राइट द बॉटम लाइन
Yeah.
राइट हियर आई वांट
कितने कम लोग हीरे पहनते हैं,
Correct.
उसमें से कितने कम सॉलिटेयर पहनते हैं.
करेक्ट
तो दे फील स्पेशल देमसेल्फ कि हाँ हम लोग ये कैटेगरी में आए हैं.
या
तो व्हाट वी ट्राई, उनको भी स्पेशल एहसास करना है.
करेक्ट
What special kind of diamonds you are trying to purchase? So diamond is a specialty. Just to add one thing,
Please.
the story you are telling, since last 7 years, we have developed one concept of almost 7 pages of book,
राइट
which is not technically,
करेक्ट
but to make them realize that what kind of diamonds and solitaires are specially, and that
Right.
mining image, something like that way only.
Correct.
So to make feel them special,
Special.
the diamond special, and what kind of speciality we have. 3 special together and
Correct.
business done.
Very nice. So the journey you're saying has been an important part कि कैसे customer को we can convey how special the connection between the seller, the buyer and the product is. Atul ji, here I want to bring you in. When you were designing your new store, which I visited and which I call a museum, what went into your mind? Was it कि customer के feelings के हिसाब से you designed the museum, or how did you go about that process?
Thank you, Devansh, first of all, for giving this wonderful opportunity to face this wonderful, wonderful audience. And I'd come to the point straight away. When we designed this new store 6 years back,
Right.
so in my mind, I always used to say, what difference can we do? What different can be done?
Right.
Because a client, when he is going to buy jewelry, they are coming with a sense of pride that they will now own the piece of pride. One.
Correct.
Two, they are coming with a sense of joy. So it should be joyful. The atmosphere should be totally joyful. So as compared to what is happening in a store, you enter into a store, there are 30 salesmen lined up, each and every one popping up, kya chahiye, sona, hira. So we didn't want, we wanted to make it an experience.
Right.
So experience I compared going back, we go 10 years back. We used to go grocery shopping और आपने Colgate का toothpaste लेने जाना है, you go and tell the gentleman across the counter, I need a Colgate toothpaste and a bottle of coconut oil.
Yeah.
Got it? And he used to bring it in and deliver that.
Yeah.
Now what happens? Now you enter into a store
You have to do it
and there's
yourself.
nobody is asking you anything. They just give you a basket, you take a whole round, you went in to buy a toothpaste and you are buying 5 more things,
Yeah.
ending up into that basket.
That is
And
so
that,
true.
so that is the joy of shopping
The
yourself.
experience.
So I wanted to bring that experience into my store.
Recording in
So into my
progress.
store, if you enter, there's nobody even asking you anything. The windows are there, the jewelry is placed, the whole experience is curated to look like a museum.
Yeah.
You go there inside, enjoy the history of every piece, enjoy the story behind every piece, take your round, whatever you like, then you sit down, enjoy a cup of tea near the fountain, fine.
Yeah.
When you feel joyful enough to own one of the pieces, come on, somebody, you can call in somebody and they will take you to a chamber where they will show you more.
Yeah.
So that is the joy of, that is the whole experience went in behind that store.
So I think the key takeaway there is they're not only there to feel the joy of the product, they're also there for the joy of the experience of starting to own such a product. And I think I would also bring in Deepak Kaka, when आपका स्टोर भी उतना ही अलग दिशा में यूनिक है, आपका भी कोई स्टोर है ही नहीं, it's on a top floor, a lounge experience as per to say, and with that brick wall feeling. How did you think about your store and what went through the customers, mind tips that you took to involve in your store making?
Very nice question you asked me. It is little bit different because since last 15 years we have started one different journey in different cities, in which almost 30 families we go once in a year. We have tied up with Taj Group. We meet them once in a year.
Wow.
Normally, not product. Product is apart from side by product. But to meet them, to make them aware that in this year, what is new in diamond industry, what is new in diamond cutting, what is new in this area. And this journey, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, we have done not much. Hyderabad, and these almost 6-7 cities, Bombay. Because of that activities, nowadays almost our 68% total business who never come to our store,
Oh, wow.
who never come to our store.
Wow.
And that's why it is a different model in that way also.
Correct.
And we have designed the concept because we don't feel same. He also explained very nicely. It is not a jewelry store,
Correct.
but it is experience. Our company name is Garenu. Garenu means two meanings are there. Very personalized, very precious. And this name also given by Sevanti Kaka. So, in our launch also, we try little bit to make them feel that it is very homely and very personal and very precious. So nobody is going to sell anything. Everybody is there to support or to help you if anything you want to understand.
Wow, very nice. And I think the key takeaway there is it's again the same thing. It's not about the product or the counter or the people behind it. It is about addressing the feelings that the customer has when they walk in. So, Atulji, can you share an experience of any particular customer who, you probably used this experience of storytelling with, and you had seen on their face any result of it?
So, two instances pop up in my mind as you say that. So, one of the instances happened when there was a very knowledgeable, very young family who visited us. The girl was studying in US, and her mother came in, and they were trying to decide on a particular pair of solitaires. Now, we had learned something that when you are selling diamonds, you have to upsell.
Correct.
A customer comes in with a budget of 20 lakhs. वो तो उसने लेना ही है, फिर आपने क्या किया? So if you sell them 30 lakhs worth of diamonds, then your job is done. Okay?
Wow.
So how to upsell? That is one thing. And then how to make it joyful for them, because
Absolutely.
it is something which they have invested for life. So that day, I just by talking to them, I came to know they were undecided. Okay, why should I go for a higher quality when they look like almost the same? I said, yes, they are looking almost the same, but imagine in this city, how many people are owning a Maruti?
Thousands.
Thousands. This is Delhi. And how many people are owning a Ferrari? I wanted to sell them my F color 1.1 pair. I wanted to sell them that. And I made it that day कि मैंने आज यही बेचना है.
Wow.
So that Ferrari word clicked. To that mentality, the Ferrari word clicked. मैंने कहा, "Oh, I can tell you, ma'am, in this city, not even 50 people own an F color because this is Delhi.
Yeah.
And this is what will, I mean, this is going to be there with you for life, and this is a Ferrari." And imagine they bought that F color pair that day, and आज भी जब 10 साल बाद भी मिलते हैं, they recall that Ferrari story. You sold that Ferrari to us. So that's a wonderful instance which I can say. And then there is another story where we created something by learning from that client. Okay. So we have this in our store. When you enter, we have created the history of Delhi. A page, a whole wall dedicated to history of Delhi, that what Delhi looked like in 1830s. We have a map of it. Then we have our own family legacy from my great-granddad to my dad and all that.
Wow.
So we try to sell them a piece of history because we are from Old Delhi, Chandni Chowk, Shah Jahan, Mughals.
Yeah.
Okay, so these things click. So that day, this gentleman who's a tour guide, he approached me, sir, a very important gentleman is coming in, and this couple is flying in a private jet, and they are very big buyers. So you have to you have to personally attend them, and they are capable of buying. Okay. So apart from the color stones, when I spoke to them, the first thing I spoke to the couple when they came in, I found that gentleman, he was a owner of a big finance company in US, and he had a sense of pride. Atul, I said, sir, I mean, I know your lifestyle, I know, but I mean, what would you like to have? He said, okay, tell me, let me show you what I have. He opened his phone, showed me an 18 karat yellow diamond that he bought from a big jeweler, and saying, see, he showed me the rough, then he cut it for me for next 2 months, and he named it after the city where I live in.
Wow.
And then it was presented to me like this and that, and he showed me the whole story.
Crazy.
And I understood. I said, like here we have to do something extra. We have to go an extra mile to please this.
He's already been conveyed a story.
He's already been conveyed a
Yeah.
story. He bought something. So I sold him a Kashmir sapphire. Then I sold him a pair of Golconda diamonds. So not Golconda exactly, but they were a pair of old European cut diamonds. But as the entire market knows them by the name of Golconda, the diamonds have, the old European cut has become famous because of Golconda mines.
Correct.
So I sold them a pair. Now the pair was worth 1.42 crores or something, I remember. And he swiped an Amex card on that. Even after selling the pair, in that evening, I thought, क्या होगा ये Amex card है, ये जाने के बाद, US के बाद, I mean the client from US, they can return anything with no reason. So I said, इसकी satisfaction नहीं होगी because there is something else. He needs much more than the product itself.
He's already been.
Yeah. So that was a Saturday. I called my friend who's a video movie maker.
Oh, wow.
I said, you open your office, I'm coming to you on Sunday. And on that Sunday, I'm telling you the right thing. I have that movie here with me if you want to see. On that Sunday, for next 8 hours, we created a story of a Golconda diamond.
Wow.
Right from the Vijayanagar kingdom to the Sanskrit writings, we researched about everything. It had a voice back over. That entire story was told in the form of a very powerful medium where we brought about the story of diamonds, how they were cut, how they were traded, how the Vijayanagar kingdom came into effect, how the Golconda fort was the prime trading place, and then arriving to the Nizams. The Nizam of Hyderabad was the biggest patron of these diamonds, so that he feels royal about it.
He'll feel the next heir of the empire.
The next heir. And then we ended with a pair of diamonds. You see, and after completing that story, I mailed him the story on Monday morning. And that is it. Because I knew it, that now it is done. Now the fate is sealed. So you see, small things, but they have to create an impact. And these stories and this small storytelling, I was just reading about a very, very small story yesterday while traveling to Mumbai. I was in Vistara, this Vistara book. It had a very interesting story about sambar. We all eat sambar with idli.
Yeah.
This sambar was created by Sambhaji Rao, the son of the great ruler of Maratha ruler Shivaji.
Oh my God.
His cook didn't come one day, and he went into a kitchen and created a mix of vegetables and dal by himself. And thus came out the sambar.
And beat his mistake every day today.
You see, this story can be used very powerfully.
Super.
You see, these are the kinds of stories that lie all around us. Today only when you gave me the topic, I was reading about another story about the unnamed brown. There was an unnamed brown diamond found in 1986 or something, which was then presented to King Bhumibol of Thailand after blessings by the Pope, and the king renamed it as the Great Golden.
Wow. Unnamed brown to the
The
great
unnamed
golden.
brown to the golden, what is it? I have the full name. So we can easily sell our brown champagne diamonds.
So I think what you're
These
saying
stories
is,
can be easily communicated. That's
yeah,
all.
so I think what you're saying is it still needs an investment from our side of time, effort, and energy to think about what is the right connection between the product and the customer and how to bridge that connection through. And I think that investment is what plays the key differentiator between selling a product and selling a dream, or selling the ownership of a solitaire diamond. But I know, as dreamy and as fancy as that sounds, in ground reality sometimes, even today, with the age of Google and with the age of so much information being available online, there are still those type A customers who walk in solitaire stores every day, and they feel like they know everything about diamonds. Probably some of them really do know a lot about diamonds, and they should be our ambassadors more than our fighters. But there is still that set of customers who come and fight the retail store, more to say about why is this price this and why is this color this. So Deepak Kaka, when you get such kind of a customer come in, even I know you said you work appointments only, but I'm sure you've still faced this kind of challenge. How do you convert that, or what do you do to address that kind of a customer? कैसे उसको convert करे from zone A to zone B?
Very tricky way.
Yeah.
You ask very clear questions. I appreciate your intellectual. One thing I experienced in my this journey of diamond selling solitaire, B2B is different market. B2B is a different mindset also.
Yeah.
B2C and particularly solitaire is a different mindset. In my experience, I never sell with diamonds mainly because it has GIS certified.
Right. That's
Because,
not the main
yeah,
thing about the
because
diamond.
GIS certification is not the only thing for the customer.
Correct.
So that kind of question when come to me, so many times it comes. So normally I try, and almost 50% time I succeed also, and 50% I fail also.
Wow.
But I always try keep aside all these things.
The data, the
Data,
information.
technical
Yeah.
part, because everything is available. We are more techno driven. Your mind is also more than my information. You just have finger and everything is there. Apart from that, for what you want this?
Yeah.
For whom you want to buy? So I little bit try to divert myself and himself also to understand that what exactly the purpose. And if the purpose, if I got clear mind, then sentimental part, what kind of feelings are there.
Yeah.
I'll explain one thing. One father and his daughter came to our office. Father told me, कि I want to give something to my daughter and make something for her. Daughter asked, how much you want to spend for my jewelry? Papa told almost 50, 60 lakhs. She told, uncle, give me a piece of paper. Just then think 2 or 3 minutes, and she wrote, uncle, ek kaam kijiye. 80% of my father's wealth I want to wear daily.
Yeah. Wow.
Daily. So give me 5 solitaires, whatever you feel best for me, and give me 5 solitaires, and rest 20% amount, give 5 small things which I can use in my small parties or other thing also. After that day, she went to Singapore, some big companies is there. Before some days, I think, before some months, some function she met, and she had a smile on her face and told, uncle, see, I'm wearing my father's given me 80% wealth regularly. See the connection. So normally my trading is there. So technical part, price is that. And if required, whatever the information technically possible, we tried it, but not more focus on that.
Correct.
Because I never succeed in that.
So I ask them the question again of what exactly is
Yeah.
why you came to buy the
Yeah,
diamond,
yeah.
and pull them back to
Yeah.
their zone B or type B feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very crucial, talent that is needed in this environment of being in the solitaire sales world.
Not only talent, but I feel it is our moral duty.
Yeah.
Whatever best we try to understand to reach their home, we
Yeah.
should convey that feeling to them. It is not just a telling using.
That's I think thinking one level up and thinking beyond that current transaction that is going on. And I also know, Deepak Kaka, that you think a lot about what occasion it is for the customer. And like you mentioned, क्यों लेना चाहते हैं? What apart from the diamond and the maybe certificate that would always go, apart from those things, what are the things that we can deliver, maybe physically, maybe sentimentally, to customers who come in to buy diamonds? What else apart from the traditional diamond offering should a retail environment be able to provide to that customer in physical document or any other way? What else can go with the diamond?
I think you explained in your presentation very nicely. And somehow I didn't understand because in GIS certification, there is a grading D, first one,
Yeah.
then E, then F. As far as my understanding, as a layman, as a B2C, that part never required.
Yeah.
Because whether it take H, whether it take I, whether whatever color clarity he took, but the
Correct.
certificates should for customers should like that. They
Correct.
should feel proud that I have taken something best one.
Yeah.
If I have taken H color, only H, and what is the beauty of H color, that should be explained very nicely.
Wow. He should connect with his own
Yeah,
diamond.
yeah.
And so,
Sorry. Otherwise, whenever they purchase H color, and back of the mind, okay, I cannot afford D color, I cannot afford this one. So that back of the mind,
they feel substandard.
substandard, yeah, and it should not be there.
Yeah.
Whatever they are spending,
Correct.
and they are getting, whatever the beauty of that stone, we
Correct.
should explain in our presentation.
Wow. And so that brings me to another question. Of course, there is a lot of detailing involved in the solitaire grading and pricing. How different is it from selling some designer jewelry that has smaller diamonds as a part of the main design or the main conversation probably with your customer? What are the differences between retailing jewelry and retailing solitaires?
See, one key part, I mean, the bigger part number of clients today are millennials. And we all face this biggest problem, that how to deal with millennials. They seem to know everything. And for everything, they Google it.
Yeah.
Okay? So even your staff, you yourself, at times you feel at shortage of knowledge in front of them.
Yeah.
So, I'm deviating a little bit from
No,
your
I agree.
topic,
This is
but I'm
important.
just coming in because to sell jewelry is much easier. Because the jewelry, they would go for the design, they would go for the aesthetics, they would go for the total their price pocket, and they would buy it. But with solitaire, still the mindset here is investment. Okay?
Right.
And they feel I'm a proud owner of this solitaire, and this becomes a rock solid investment for the rest of my life.
Correct.
Okay? And millennials, they know everything.
Correct.
So how would you deal with them? So with them, we think it's better to be as transparent as possible.
Okay.
So in our store, I make sure that the people who are dealing in diamonds, the people who are selling diamonds, are themselves totally educated. So we specially handpick those, if they are not trained, we train them with our GIA courses and all that.
Education is important.
Education is very important. Their concepts should be very clear. And wherever they are not clear, we keep asking them. Okay, so the concept should be very clear, one. Two, there is a lot of interesting material. In fact, the new material that GI is supplying to us is mines to market material. It becomes very handy. Whenever you talk about those certificates, have those barcodes on them. The moment you scan the barcode, you are taken away to a site where they are showing the mines to market story.
Yeah.
So it becomes very easy to deliver the product to them, to convey that story, because they have read themselves everything, but they haven't read this aspect of it. And one of the major concerns where the difference between a natural and a lab created diamonds come in here, the lab created diamonds have no story. They have no mines to market story behind them. Where this is an entire mines to market story. And there have been instances where they have, we have faced the people that parents are saying you buy a natural diamond, and the youngsters are saying, no, we want to be more responsible. We want to be buying lab created diamonds. And when this came up to me, I said, ma'am, please मेरा number ना उनको WhatsApp पे save करा दो आज. First thing first. And give me their number. Rest I'll handle.
Wow.
So once the WhatsApp is saved, I sent them material, a very, very interesting material has been created by Natural Diamond Council, where they've busted the myths of being earth friendly and responsible. They've busted these myths. Once I sent them and said, okay, why don't you come over? Pehle material bheja, then I said, why don't you come over? Let's have an open discussion. I'm not selling you diamonds. I feel I'm learned a little bit. Let us discuss it. And they came in. And after 1 hour of discussion, with entire thing, you are armed yourself with the entire data and the entire information, which clearly signifies the importance of an earth-mined diamond. I was able to sell them, finally.
Wow,
I mean, the parents congratulated me. Thank you, aapne bacha liya. So these things and these instances do happen, but you need to be totally knowledgeable yourself rather than saying half-busted, rather than accepting these half-busted myths.
So we can't wait for the customer to feel that we don't know enough.
Yes. And be as transparent as possible. जब customer आके कहता है ना, ये fluorescence उसने कहीं से सुना, fluorescence अच्छा नहीं है. Have you picked up those GIA small write-ups about fluorescence, where it says fluorescence is wonderful in lower color diamonds. It adds to the value. You give them the entire material, read it out to them. Customers understand these things. But first, you need to understand the entire thing rather than, again, accepting those myths.
Super. Yeah, and so Deepak Kaka asking again, so we have a time only for a couple of questions. If anyone has any questions, if you could have the mics already ready for them. Deepak Kaka, last question before we get into any other questions from the audience. What is your advice for anyone thinking about a transition? Because right now in India, it's a phase where a lot of people want to move into selling solitaires from their traditional forms of design-based jewelry. What would be your advice for that making that transition or making that new beginning? What are the things that they should take care of when they're trying to think कि अभी तक designer jewelry बेच रहे थे, अभी थोड़ा और बड़ा और कुछ solitaire जैसा बेचना है?
I think it is very individual also.
Right.
But in general summary, I feel that whatever based knowledge I have, in which field, whatever in my confidence is there, I should develop my direction in that only, not by saying others.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be driven by what the market is thinking is a good sale. We should sell what we are confident
because
about.
Somewhere half of the way I will stuck up.
Yeah. So build the experience slowly and gradually and not like jump into a new category. I think that was a very...
Because main thing is that almost whatever the information, whatever the technology, everything is there. In jewelry industry, whoever come to us, they buy our trust. So we should maintain that trust and morality.
I think that is the most important and I think that's something that as an industry we've all kept very well together, and that's why jewelry as a position in a community is such a respected position to be in. And just doing justice to what tradition has showed us, what a jewelry should and can be, itself is, a great feeling to be in, for sure. Do we have any questions from the audience before we need to conclude? Yes, please. Please specify your name, where you're from, and who the question is for.
I'm Anuj Gupta. I'm a diamond jeweler from Lucknow. I have a firm with the name of Mudrika Gems and Diamonds. So I'm overwhelmed with the stories that I have listened today. I have one prominent question from the speakers today, that while dealing with the end customers, with millennials, there is a question that which diamond certificate they should go for? Either GIA, either IGI, either HKD. So I would like to know what our speakers feel about that. Thank you.
सर आप कौन सा साबुन यूज़ करते हैं, कौन सा सोप यूज़ करते हैं, और अपने साथ वाले से पूछिए वो कौन सा करते हैं, उनसे साथ वाले से पूछिए वो कौन सा करते हैं. These are all brands. Okay, the material is generic. Okay, so the material has to be generic. That's all. Thank you.
Deepak aga any suggestion?
Recording in progress.
हेलो एवरीबॉडी. मुझे डायमंड की नॉलेज अतुल सर से मिली है. अतुल सर ही मुझे इस फील्ड में लाए हैं. तो अतुल सर से मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि जब हमारे पास अभी मिलेनियल्स, खासकर मिलेनियल्स और सॉलिटायर के लिए लोग आते हैं, तो उनका मेन मकसद रहता है कि चलो हम बहुत पैसा 50 लाख जो भी लगा रहे हैं तो एक इन्वेस्टमेंट भी है हमारा. तो बाईबैक के बारे में बहुत क्वेश्चन करते हैं कि इसका बाईबैक कैसे होगा. तो सर थोड़ा बाईबैक के बारे में बताइए.
Buyback, I'll bust the economics for you. सर बैठे हैं यहाँ पे ये so बाईबैक के बारे में you have to just go through the economics. आप अपना साल का सेल का टोटल कीजिए, सॉलिटेयर्स आपने कितने बेचे हैं, आपके पास इस साल में रिटर्न के लिए कितने क्लाइंट्स आए वो टोटल कीजिए. जब when you find the percentage, then you will find the buyback percentage that is coming to you. Okay, और उसके बाद आप खुल के 100% बाईबैक की सेटिस्फेक्शन से आप दे सकते हैं. जस्ट कीप योर मार्जिन इन दैट ग्रेड. दैट्स ऑल.
Super.
Thank you.
One question here, please. If you can have the mic go there, please.
I really don't have. My name is sorry. My name is Shivram. I run a small consulting called Retail Gurukul. I really don't have a question, but I think he started off by saying there is type 1 and type 2 type. I think we have type 2 type of people here. So congratulations to all of them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Coming from you, it's a big compliment.
Rahul Bhai has a question just behind you, please.
Hello, my name is Rahul Desai. I'm running a small institution, International Institute of Gemology. The coming scenario in the today's world of jewelry is like brand. So how Solitaire as a homogeneous product can be promoted as brand? I just like to listen to your views on that, please.
So see, branding is a very personal topic. And again, as I said, the product is generic, the product is same. आपके बाजू वाला भी वही product बेच रहा है. But the moment you build a trust, and that trust is not only coming from your name and your generation and from your father, that trust has to be proven there and then at the counter itself. So try and be as transparent as possible. आज technology का time है. I will tell you, I was the first one in Delhi to bring that diamond segregator on my table. The day it came in, कि ये diamond है, ये CVD है, ये HPHT है. Invest in technology, put it on the table, let the client judge it. So the transparency builds trust. So as transparent you can be in your, not only in your dealings, but that transparency has to be shown also physically. आप जितना टेक्नोलॉजी का बेस्ट यूज़ करके आप ट्रस्ट बिल्ड करें, that trust leads to a branding.
Yeah.
But that branding may have different facets. It may have certain amount of publicity, certain amount of social media. But imagine the best branding is word of mouth branding. If 100 people swear by you, then 1,000 are created in next 5 years or next 2 years. But if one person says that this is where you've gone wrong, then 100 people would be created in next 10 days who will say you are gone wrong. So you have to be very cautious that whatever you say, it has to be also proven in front of the client. So that amounts to branding.
Thank you very much. We are short of time and we need to conclude now. First of all, I'd like to everyone to join me in thanking the two panelists that have joined us today, Shri Atulji Jain and Shri Deepak Vaishya. I'd also like to invite Dadaji to please, Dada and Papa to please come forward and present a small token of appreciation. And Mr. Chandubhai Shah from Ariya Jewels has joined us today. Please. Music. Padaru. Yeah, after they take the... Papa.
Gentlemen, we're going to request you to please stand close together so that we can have a snapshot and seal this as a memory. Well, I think our session was not just sharing facts and knowledge, but we could see a lot of wisdom that came across and went to all of us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for this session. We have a next session coming up just in a short while. Thank you, Vanch, and everyone at the Venus team. Thank you for being present here and making this really special and telling us the importance of a story while we need to sell. So thank you so much.